Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to discuss about one of the most important concept of every programming language, and that concept is array. So before coming to today's topic, I just want to tell you guys that if you guys like this video, click on the like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you guys have any questions then let me know in the comment section. So now, as I have said, in this video I'm going to discuss about the concept of arrays, and in this video I'm going to discuss each and every minute details about the arrays, starting from the definition of an array, and then we will discuss how an array representation looks like. Then we will move forward to discuss how an array needs to be declared, and then we will discuss what you should not do in terms of declaration of an array. Then we will move ahead to discuss what is the need of an array, then how to accept a single value to store inside the variable without using an array. Then we will move on to discuss how to accept array elements from the user and store those numbers inside an array. Then finally we will see how to read those items from an array and print it out on the output screen. So these are the various topics which we will be going to cover on the concept of arrays. So now let us start our discussion with the definition of an array. An array is a collection of similar type of data items organized or arranged inside a memory in contiguous manner. So as you can see here, if I have created an array which stores 6 numbers, then that array will looks like this, where each and every of this block of an array is the location of this array. This is the first location of an array, and this is the second location of an array. Like this, these are each and every location of an array. Inside these locations we used to store different items. So in the first location I have stored value 1, in the second location I have stored value 2. Like this, in each and every location of this array I have stored different numbers. Each and every location of this array will be accessed by its own index, and these are the indexes. So if I want to store an item inside the first position, then I should use the index of this location, and if I want to print this item from the array, then also I need to use index of that location. Like this, if I want to store items in each and every location of this array, or if I want to access each and every item of this array, I should use the indexes of this array. So the first index I have marked as 0. You can give the first index as 1 also, but I have given the index for the first location as 0 and index for the second location is 1. Like this, I have given these indexes. Okay, so this is how a array looks like. Now we will move ahead to discuss how to declare an array. So as you can see here, if you want to declare an integer array, then you should use this syntax: int a, then left and right square bracket, and inside that you need to mention the size. So now this is the data type and this is the name of the array a, and this is the size or the capacity of this array, which means this array a can hold maximum of 10 numbers inside it. Similarly, if you want to create a character array which will hold characters inside it, then you must create an array with this syntax: char name. So this char is the data type and name is the name of the array, and this 20 is the capacity. That means I can store maximum of 20 letters inside this array name. If you want to create a float array, then you need to create that array like this. Float is a data type, and then this is the name of the array, and this is the size of the array. So this is how you can declare an array. Now these are the few things which you need to keep in your mind, that while initializing or passing values to arrays, whether it is an integer array or float array or character array, you should keep these points in your mind. So as you can see here I have created an integer array and the name of the array is num, and this array will going to hold 10 numbers. So as you can see, I have passed 6 numbers, but 2 of the items of this array are of type float, which is not possible. Okay, if you have created an integer array, then you can only store integer numbers inside that array. If you tries to insert a number other than integer or like a decimal number, then it is not possible to store that value inside the integer array. Now you can see here I have created a character array, and the name of the character array is name, and this array can hold maximum of 10 letters. Now in this character array I have stored number, an integer number and a decimal number, which is not possible. Now we will move ahead to discuss what is the need of array, why we should go for using arrays in our programs. So now you can see many times while writing the programs you may come into the situation where you need to accept multiple values of same type from the user. Suppose you are writing a program to prepare the marks cards of various students, then in that case your program needs to accept marks of 6 subjects. That means you need to create 6 different variables inside your program to hold those 6 marks if you don't know the concept of array. So what you will do, if you don't know the concept of array, then you will create 6 variables of type integer starting from m1 to m6, because in these 6 variables you will go to store 6 marks. m1 will store the marks of first subject, m2 will store the marks of second subject. Like this 6 subjects marks you will store inside these 6 variables. But if you know how to use an array, then this storing of 6 subject marks can be done by declaring only one variable of type array. Now as you can see here I have created a variable marks, and this marks is an array variable of type integer, and the capacity of this array variable is 6. That means I can store 6 numbers inside this array. So once I pass 6 numbers, then those 6 marks get stored like this, starting from 0 index to 5th index. Okay, so it is very useful whenever you are asking multiple values of same type from the user while writing down the program. Then in that case array concept will become very handy and useful. Now I hope you guys have understood what is an array, how to declare an array, and what are those things which you should avoid, and then what is the need of an array. Then we will move ahead to see how you can accept a single value from the user. So if I want to accept a single value from the user, then I must create a variable. Let us say I have created a variable of type integer, and the name of the variable is, let us say, m1. Okay, now whatever value user will be going to enter, that value will get stored inside m1. So to ask the user to enter the value, we should display a message to the user, and that message will be enter a number. Then user will be going to enter the value, then that value will get stored inside the variable m. So to accept a single value from the user, you should write scanf %d, %m1. Now in the case of arrays, as I have already told you, when we want to accept multiple values of same type, at that time you can go for arrays. So how we can take those multiple values one by one from the users at the time of execution and store those different values in an array variable. Suppose when the program gets executed, I ask user to enter the elements, enter array elements. Then user will enter these numbers, 81, then 92, then 73, then 69, then 77, and then 85. Okay, one by one user is going to enter different values of same type. So these different values of same type at the same time needs to get stored inside each and every of these location of an array. So how we can do that? We can do by just writing down this for loop. We should start a for loop with an initial value of I equals to 0, semicolon, I is less than 6. How many times we need to iterate that loop? Since here we are planning to accept 6 marks, that means the condition should take place until the value of I becomes 6. For the very first time, when the I value is 0, condition gets checked. 0 is less than 6. Yes, condition becomes true. That's why the control will come inside the for loop to read this first number, 81. Then 81 will get stored inside this first location of an array, which is the 0th location. Then I gets incremented. I value will become become 1 now. Now for the value of I equals to 1, again condition gets checked. 1 is less than 6, yes, condition becomes true. That's why control will come inside the for loop to take that value which user will going to enter, and this is 92. Then 92 will get stored inside this marks of I, which is 1, and this is the location marks of 1. Then again I gets incremented by 1, I becomes 2. For the I value equals to 2, 2 is less than 6, yes, condition becomes true. That's why control will come inside the for loop to accept the value which user going to enter, 73. Then 73 will get stored inside this location, which is marks of I, marks of 2, which is this location. Like this, every time with each and every iteration, I value gets incremented by 1, and until the value of I becomes 6. Now I value becomes 6. 6 is less than 6? No, condition becomes false. That's why control will come outside the for loop, and by that time this 3 locations get the values 69, 77 and 85. This is how one by one each and every item gets stored inside each and every location of an array with the help of the indexes of each and every location along with the use of for loop. Next is, now we have successfully managed to store the items inside every location of an array. Now we need to get and access this each and every value from each and every location and print those items using the for loop. So now how we can do this? We can just use the for loop. For I equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus. Then now instead of scan, we just need to use printf, %d, comma, marks of I. Now for the very first time when the I value is 0, 0 is less than 6, this is 6. Okay, condition becomes true. So control will come inside the for loop to print %d marks of I is now 0. So marks of 0 is 81. 81 will get printed. Then next, I gets incremented by 1. I value becomes 1. So 1 is less than 6. Yes, condition becomes true. That's why control will come inside the for loop to print marks of 1. Marks of 1 is this 92. 92 gets printed. Like this, with each and every iteration, I value gets incremented by 1, and with each and every iteration, the item stored inside the location gets accessed and printed out here. Okay, so this is how you can store the items inside array as well as access the items stored inside the array and print those items on the screen. So I hope you guys have understood. In this video, I have tried to explain complete information regarding an array, starting from the definition of an array, how to declare an array, what are the things you should avoid in terms of declaration of an array, then what is the purpose of using an array, then accept a single value and accept multiple values and store those values inside the array and then print those values from the array on the output screen. So that's all for this video, guys. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys like this video, or if you guys got some valuable information from this video, then click on like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you guys have any questions, then let me know in the comment section. And thanks for watching.